and authority. And we were locked behind gates, and a man was explaining to me that these sticks have been left behind by the church. The proclamation of the gospel and the church authority that she has in doing that. They were locked up. But he said to me, well, he showed me all around different households, as if I looked in to various households all across the world, and I could see people struggling with the situations they were in, and there were people saying, how can I cope with what's coming? What will my grandchildren have to live through? Will I be able to survive another year? All these questions were going on all over the world in people's hearts, and I began to hear a sound that filled my ears, and I still hear this sound. 2006 this came, and I'm still hearing this sound, and it was the sound of the world shouting, and they were shouting, wake up, get up, call upon your God and see if he will have compassion on us and save us. Wake up, get up, call upon your God and see if he will have compassion on us and save us. And then, after hearing that, there was a whole load more, but the point is, the man was saying it's time for unlocking these gates. It's time for the church to take up the stick again that says proclamation on it and authority on it. And you know, when COVID began, people began to talk about this being a wake-up call. And that was only the beginning. The faint sound of the wake-up call. But it's going to become deafening. It's going to become deafening until it fills your ears saying, wake up! And I went home that day from that conference and I looked it up, and it's actually from Jonah. Jonah is running away from proclaiming the gospel that brings about repentance to faith. He was running away from doing that, and he was hiding in the boat, and it was the people in the boat that shouted out to Jonah. And the church has been sleepwalking around in the culture of the day for years and years. And God is telling us to wake up, to pull ourselves out of this world's culture and all that it offers us. It's a time for throwing off these things that hinder us. It's a time for throwing off consumerism and individualism. It's a time for getting back to be a part of the community of the saints. It's a time for getting back to proclaiming the gospel. That is about repentance for sin. That is about turning and allowing God to remove his wrath from us. That is about true saving from our sin. It's time to keep ourselves back in the truth. And you know, I heard a trumpet call at the end of that vision. And the trumpet call grew louder and louder. And first of all, that trumpet call was to us. There's a trumpet call to us to begin to rise up, to step out of our culture, to become that has an alternative society to offer. And then the trumpet call begins to come from the church to the world. That says, come and see, come and glorify the King. It's a time to stand up and be counted. It is a time for throwing off that sleep, and it is a time to wake up.